And now to our second leading story this morning. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has signed into law a revised tax for the country, value-added tax. In September 2019, the Nigerian government formally announced plans to increase the value-added tax VAT rate. And nearly a 50% increase, that is from 5% to 7.5% in the finance bill. And now President Buhari signed it into law on Monday. So what does this mean for Nigeria, and what has been the reaction so far? Just before we go to discuss this, Ruth, you have some more information on this for us.
Exactement, Jerry.
Yeah, that's right, Jerry. The continent's largest economy plans to increase its value-added tax to reduce its dependence on black gold. The announcement was made a few months ago by the Nigerian Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed, and the measure officially came into effect at the beginning of this year. With this increase in VAT, the country is expected to increase its revenue up to 80 or even 85% over the next 3 years. Right, Jerry.
And straight into it. Paul Miyomide Bedebo is the CEO and Managing Director for Flour Mills Nigeria. He joins us now from Lagos. Good morning to you and a warm welcome, Paul. Thank you for joining us on the program. So Nigeria recently increased value-added tax, VAT, to 7.5%. What challenges do you see coming into the Nigerian economy as a result of this, and to your industry, especially when you consider factors such as smuggling, rather?
The government has identified smuggling as a major threat to its economy and security. It has been our view that porous borders constitute a threat to the citizens of Nigeria, its businesses, and the development of local industry. Recently, the government ordered closure of the land borders. The immediate impact of this has been the increase in demand for some locally manufactured items, particularly food, and decrease in smuggled items. On the other hand, legitimate cross-border trade has been negatively impacted, thereby resulting in recession in the land border communities. Also, legitimate exporting industries through the land border into the sub-region has slowed down, thereby impacting their businesses. The new tax bill came with mixed blessings for FMN. For instance, zero VAT on flour is a welcome development, as it will ensure stable bread and confectionery food that will make the demand to grow and that will be good for the masses. However, other mass food items like pasta and noodles need to be considered for exemption of VAT. Pasta and noodles in the recent years have become common man's staples. Infrastructure, road infrastructure, rail infrastructure have for years been deficient and have made cost of doing business high. Especially in Apapa, logistics is a nightmare and has made a number of businesses to fold up.
Monsieur Paul, parlons
speaking of diversifying your economy, could you tell us a bit more about the Sugar Master Plan, designed to attract more than $1 billion a year in local and foreign direct investment in your country?
The mission statement of Nigeria Sugar Development Council is to accelerate the development and growth of the local sugar industry in order to achieve a target of at least 70% self-sufficiency in national sugar requirement as soon as possible. In this regard, the Nigeria Sugar Master Plan was launched in 2012 with the objective to 1. Raise local production of sugar to attain self-sufficiency. 2. To stem the tide of unbridled importation. 3. To create huge number of job opportunities and contribute to the production of ethanol and generate electricity, taking advantage of the sugarcane value chain. So far, the sector has witnessed a considerable level of activities since the introduction of the Nigeria Sugar Master Plan in 2012. Sugar sector has continued to attract massive investments and several jobs have been created. It has also resulted in local skills acquisition in agronomy, farm management, sugar technology, and industrial automation. These investments will help Nigeria to consolidate its position as the largest economy in Africa and regain its position as a global powerhouse in agriculture.
Indeed, and some very interesting and impressive records that you are rolling out there, achievements, you can call it that. Well, do you believe in the current Sugar Master Plan and investment framework? What areas would you like to see addressed going forward?
The objective of the Nigerian Sugar Master Plan to raise local production of sugar in order to attain self-sufficiency cannot be faulted. However, the government should continue to create the enabling environment as provided for by the plan. The regulators should also ensure a level playing field for all the investors in the sector. Policies must be consistent and enforceable. Sugarcane value chain is a gold mine if properly harnessed. It is a source for sugar, ethanol, electricity generation, employment, skill acquisition, and growth of the GDP. FMN is on board and will mobilize its resources to ensure success of the sugar roadmap.